big Bailey potion box.
Paul sent me a link to Faye Webster's song.
Hell yeah.
I will not play it on stream though because we will get DMCA'd. It's not worth it. Yeah, I can play beats in my head like who gives a fuck. But
I hope it's like good. That'd be sick. Some sick music. So I don't know if you caught this, but I guess Yalli is hot off of a fresh second place at a cooped up last weekend. Not that, I guess a weekend and a half ago or so.
damn,
Double
I
eliminated
should have stuck
Gabe.
around.
That's pretty fire. Yalli kind of been on a upwards trajectory. He hasn't really been showing up to stuff too deep in the RuneScape sauce.
Oh, well at least he's not stuck on that fucking that WoW bit that so many people have been consuming around.
Yeah.
Like, you know, RuneScape is still pure, right? Although, wait, isn't it gotten less pure? Aren't people mad at Jagged?
Sort of. They like the old school RuneScape, which is the one that Yalli
This
plays.
is appropriate, by the way, because both these people are RuneScape
They're
players.
both big RuneScape players. They definitely have been changing it and making it less what it was, but people are for the most part happy with the changes they've been making. Like they are doing good things. But they are definitely fundamentally changing the game. But the whole reason that they made old school RuneScape is because like in 2012 or 2013 they did this like thing where they basically turned the game into World of Warcraft and it just sucked balls. Everyone hated it. The player count like just plummeted to the floor. And then yeah, like a year or so later they released old school RuneScape and people pogged off and it no, I think the player count has been just steadily rising. So I think people are happy about what Jagex is doing, at least with old school. Yeah, I think I saw they had over 200,000 concurrent players at the release of this like last special game mode, which I think is the most that an MMO has had since like the peak times in 2008, like back when everyone played MMOs and everyone was like fucking deep into the sauce.
Yeah. I had that same thing happen to me. I used to play,
Ooh, good double jump land on that.
it's one of those
side
Korean
plat.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
I played this Korean, I believe it was Korean anime called Terra, which
okay.
was like they closed it, it's done.
Yeah.
It was like insane booba and like it was so all fan service. All of the women's armor was like how much more of the breast can we show? How
Let's
big
go.
can we get this butt?
For sure.
But the sad thing is, like, I thought that's kind of cringe. I mean, to each their own, but like,
Right.
I think that's a little cringe. The gameplay was actually super sick. Like, it had this combat system where instead of just like clicking on someone and targeting them with abilities, like you actually aimed all of your attacks as like AOE's or pointed
Right.
them at different places. Like, even like there was a gunner class where you literally aimed like kind of like FPS style.
That's cool.
Um,
No, the one I was thinking of was Ragnarok.
Mm.
Ragnarok Online. I played a lot of that, and they tried to do a 3D version, and it just tanked.
yeah.
It was bad. It was no good. But Ragnarok Online still lives in like a bunch of fucking. I mean, there's a billion like free servers.
Jesus, that's kind of cool. I like when like people crack the code and make private servers and like keep games alive and like do old patches or classic versions and stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause, like we love this game Melee that has, for the most part, over the last 20-some years,
Ooh.
not really changed.
Nicely
We've
done.
got stuff like UCF and Slippy that are minor
well,
changes to
nice
the way
one,
the game
Oxford.
works. But fundamentally, the game is the same. We don't even play on PAL, which was like the balance patch that they released. You get shit like League of Legends, you know, or World of Warcraft, or like Apex Legends,
Or
Destiny.
any fighting game.
Any fighting game, right? Like Strive, Street Fighter, like you release new characters, you have balance patches where you're like, hey, this character's way too good, we're just gonna nerf their moves. And like,
Yeah.
there's something beautiful about the game not changing and staying the same,
So true.
and not having to worry about like, oh, like my character just got nerfed into the ground because they were way too good.
True.
Fox players don't have to worry about Shine's losing invincibility on frame one. Like it's
Oh
always,
my god.
he's always going to be able to
Oh
do
my
that.
god. And people think it wouldn't happen. Like, one of the biggest examples of something like that happening was the Street Fighter V when they took it after season 1, they took away meterless reversals.
Yeah.
Like, DPs used to just be invincible.
Yeah.
And they took that shit away. They're like, no more. No longer.
Which is crazy because I feel like for a long time, invincible meterless DPs was like that was the standard. You
It's
had
just
to
a
be
thing.
you had to have a tight block string because your ass is just going to get DP'd.
You get DP.
And I think probably overall it's healthy that we have moved away from that in general, but it's still, you know,
It was a jarring change at the
Yeah.
time. Let me tell you. But I'll tell you what, nobody cared because they were like, as long as Mika dies, that's fine.
yeah.
Well, we tune back in. Game 2 here, Austin with a pretty solid lead here.
Yeah, he took that first stock really cleanly, then kind of just SD'd.
He did do that, and then I just kind of glazed over.
Then we started talking about DPs.
It happens. You know, when I think about DP, I glaze over. It's tough.
Sure, you can.
True. Oh, Austin has a chance to finish it right here.
Oh, goes for the Bailey potion, which
Too
is where
high.
you pretend to sneak onto the stage,
But
and
you
then,
come back
and
up.
you come back.
Sneaky, sneaky. Ride the pineapple.
Ooh, and that's,
Ooh.
this is looking rough. This percent differential, yeah, and that
Oh!
is just taking the ledge right there. A 2-0 for Yalli.
Nicely done. Austin pulls it off. And there we go. What
Yeah.
do we have coming up next?
I have no idea. Someone probably is going to sit down, and we will see.
They will tell us by their presence.